Tonight, from Hollywood, the Barbara Stanwyck Show.
Good evening. Tonight, we take you to that most exciting of cities, fabulous Hong Kong. There, with Ralph Bellamy as our guest star, I play the role of a wheeling and dealing adventuress who finds herself in a tangle of trouble with a small Chinese boy and an American vice consul. Albert Bike wrote the original teleplay, and Jacques Tourneur directed. And now, in just 60 seconds, the first act of The Miraculous Journey of Tadpole Chan.
Good morning, Miss Little. Mr. Nick Petros called from Macau. He wants you to join a gold syndicate with his brother and 3 Egyptians. Mr. Takahashi has arrived from Tokyo with 1,000 cameras. He's bringing you a sample at 10 o'clock. There were calls from Mr. Wong, Mr. Lundington, Mr. Bowles, and Admiral Jorgensen.
What about the dresses? Did they get off to New York?
No, Miss Little. They're still in the go-down.
Sam, I've got $30,000 tied up in those dresses. It's a Fifth Avenue account. If we're late, I'm liable to lose it.
The Hong Kong government has refused us a certificate of origin.
Bobo Brown refused me a certificate of origin?
Mr. Brown referred you to Mr. Dobson of the American Consulate.
Oh, Dobson, that stuffed shirt. Get him on the phone. No, wait, I'd better go over there. I'll cable Nick Petros to drop dead, stall Mr. Takahashi, and if Admiral Jorgensen calls, tell him I'm down with the plague. Papers, certificates, red tape.
Good morning, Miss Little.
Good morning. I want to see Dobson.
I'll tell him you're here, Miss Little. This way, Miss Little.
Miss Little?
A fine consulate you're running here. Some kid just stole my shoe right off my foot.
Where?
Out there in the waiting room. Never mind about that. What's this about my dresses?
Miss Little, the silk in those dresses came from Red China.
It came from Bangkok. What do you know about silk anyway?
I spent 5 years in Shanghai, 8 years in Yokohama, and 3 in Bombay before I came here.
Well, so what does that prove? I was born in China.
Regardless of that, to get a certificate of origin, you must present a bill of sale proving that the silk did not originate in communist China.
I know all that. I don't have a bill of sale.
Then suppose you tell me how you acquired the silk.
I got it from old Ramson Mita, the Indian in Kowloon. He had all this gorgeous silk. I had jade, so we swapped. Is that illegal?
Not so far. Where did old Mita get the silk?
Oh, he had this friend in Singapore, Lin Lee, I think his name is. And he got it from an uncle of his who owns a big silk mill in Bangkok. And his name...
Miss Little, not 1, but 2 American tourists died here yesterday. So you see, I must hustle along to other matters.
No certificate?
No certificate. Miss Little, why don't you get out of the Orient altogether? It's Americans like you who give our country a bad name. Smuggling, shady deals, skirting the law.
I do not smuggle.
I haven't left this desk in 2 years. And why? Because I'm afraid to. What people like you would do in my absence makes my blood run cold.
That's just the kind of blood you have, Dobson. Cold. Ice cold. All right, I'll get the bill of sale.
When you do, you'll get the certificate.
You're all fixed now.
Oh, so it isn't. Not bad.
I have a friend. He fixed for free.
Well, thank you and your friend.
You make good business inside?
No, not very.
You need Lucky Buddha.
How much?
$20 Hong Kong.
Get lost.
Okay, bargain today. $10.
Bad Buddha isn't worth more than $2 and you know it.
All right, $2.
Will it help me find an Indian silk dealer in Kowloon?
Very lucky Buddha.
All right, I'll take it.
You want to buy nice diamonds? Real diamonds. Very cheap today.
Sonny, I may look it, but I am not a tourist off the President Cleveland. I live here, so beat it.
You born Hong Kong?
Shanghai.
How long you live Hong Kong?
Since the war.
I come Hong Kong 1 year.
Where did you learn to speak English?
Hong Kong Tennis Club.
You belong to a tennis club?
Ball boy. 50 love, 30 love, 40 love, finish. My face change courts.
That's my opinion, too. What's your name?
Tadpole Chan.
Tadpole?
Small frog. You help me catch U.S. visa?
What makes you think I can help you?
You big tiger at American Consulate. Hello, Miss Little. Yes, Miss Little. Come in, Miss Little.
I can't even get a silk dress into the States, let alone you. Do yourself a small favor, small frog. Don't gamble on me. I always come up craps. Kowloon's becoming a Casbah. What's for dinner?
You have a visitor
A visitor?
on terrace. He wishes to make big business.
Well, good.
You find Indian silk dealer?
No. And look here, this has gone far enough. I can't get you a visa, so finish your milk and I'll put you in a cab. Where do you live?
Hong Kong.
No, I mean your home, your address.
No got home.
Well, your mother, where is she?
China. 2 years now. All finished.
Where's your father?
He finished too.
Oh. Then you're alone in Hong Kong?
I have friend. Doorman at Princess Nightclub.
They don't have a doorman. How old is your friend?
9.
9 years old?
He got bed. I sleep under.
And you came all the way from China all by yourself? How?
I walk. Come nighttime, sneak by soldier at border.
And now you want a visa. No wonder.
Missionary lady sent picture to Pittsburgh. Chinese man and wife run restaurant. No got baby. They say, okay, we take Tadpole. They sent $800 to Hong Kong Shanghai Bank for airplane, but no catch visa.
Why not?
I make big mistake. Leave paper in China. Say Tadpole Chen got born.
Do you mean to tell me there's $800 in the Shanghai Hong Kong Bank and a nice couple in Pittsburgh with a chop suey restaurant who want to adopt you and the consulate is holding it up because of some paper?
Yes. What is chop suey?
Oh, it's an American dish. Who in the consulate?
Mr. Dobson.
Dobson. No wonder.
The effects of the deceased, including his 6 cameras, will be shipped on the 15th. Fortunately, I've been able to cancel an order he left with a local tailor for 12 suits. Well, Miss Little, is it possible that you finally found your bill of sale?
I'm here about a little boy.
Really? Whose?
Nobody's. He just hangs around outside selling stuff to tourists.
Tadpole Chan? We'll finish this later, Miss Cow.
Giving America a bad name, am I? Well, what are you doing? Refusing him a visa because of some red tape.
Miss Little, the immigration law requires identity papers. The boy doesn't have them.
Well, what kind of a law is it that keeps a nice little kid from having a good home?
In 1945, there were 600,000 people in Hong Kong. Today, there are over 3.5 million. Most of them want visas. I did not make the law, nor can I change it.
But it seems so unfair.
Miss Little, what is unfair is to build up the boy's hopes for something he cannot possibly get. Where is he now?
Outside.
What else did you promise him?
Well, he didn't have any home, so I let him sleep in the spare room. He liked it, and I told him he could stay there until he got his visa.
But he isn't going to get his visa, is he?
All right. I'll tell him now.
You catch visa?
No.
Oh.
Look, I told you not to gamble on me. I'm sorry, but there's just too many of you. Good luck and take care of yourself.
Tadpole,
Hello, Mr. Dobson.
come in here. I want to talk to you. Sit down.
Miss Little no fix for me go Pittsburgh?
Miss Little didn't understand the facts in your case. Sit down, sit down.
Okay.
Now, Tadpole, I thought we'd settled you once and for all. But I can see we're going to have to go over it one final time. So I want you to pay attention and listen carefully. Some time ago in Washington, D.C., the United States Congress passed a law.
I know. Keep me out of U.S.
The law was not against you personally. It goes for everybody. Now, that law says to get a visa, you must have identity papers, a birth certificate, a hospital card, some record of some kind. You don't have such a paper, do you?
No can catch.
Now, as you know, I wrote to your village personally. I wrote to the Red Cross in Switzerland. I wrote to the British legation in Peking. But not one word has come back from across the border. Next week, you'll be 14, the top age limit for adoption. So there's no more time for letters. I can't help you. The Secretary of State can't help you. The President of the White House can't help you. There's not 1 ounce of hope. You understand? Not an ounce. What do you want to go to the United States for anyway?
Go school, ride bicycle.
Well, forget the school and forget the bicycle. You're stuck here. No United States, no Pittsburgh, no school, no bicycle.
Why are you so mad?
I'm not mad. It's just that it's so difficult to explain things to small boys.
You got small boy?
I did have once.
He in Hong Kong?
No, he's dead. So's his mother. Automobile accident in California.
Big crash?
Big crash, then a fire. They couldn't get away.
Oh, all finish.
Yes, all finish. But we weren't discussing that. We were discussing you. Now, is this clear, everything I've said?
Yes, sir.
Good, then that's that. These little Buddhas and phony diamonds, can't you find a regular job?
I too old for doorman, too young for rickshaw.
Well, sell your stuff somewhere else. One Chai or Kowloon. I don't want to see you around here every morning.
Yes, sir.
Well,
You shake hands? Goodbye, Mr. Dobson.
goodbye, Tadpole.
That's a Swedish freighter, all right, the Rangoon. Must have come in last night. Alan, the chief engineer, will be calling around noon. Tell him to be here at 6 for cocktails. Make sure there's plenty of aquavit.
Serve it chilled with cracked crab.
Dobson.
And by 8, he'll no doubt agree to take your silk dresses to Sweden, where the labels will be changed for transshipment to New York.
The chief engineer happens to be a personal friend of mine. What are you doing here, spying?
I'm looking for Tadpole Chan.
Tadpole, why?
Arrangements have been made to apprentice him to a tailor where he can sleep in the store and study nights.
Oh, good. Who thought of that?
What difference does it make? Is he here?
No, he never came back.
Then it's true he did go back to China.
What?
His friend, the doorman at the Princess, said as much.
Why would he go back to Red China?
The boy was resigned to his situation here, Miss Little, until you came along and filled him full of false hopes. Well, it was one disappointment too many.
Well, I was only trying to help. I made a mistake. I'm sorry.
I have a suggestion. Stick to your import-export business and leave visas to those who know what they're doing. Thanks to you, the United States has one more enemy in Asia.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Dobson. It wasn't all my fault.
And if I were you, I wouldn't waste my aquavit on Swedish engineers. The customs office in New York has been alerted about your silk dresses, however devious their journey back to Fifth Avenue.
Foreign Correspondence Club? No, ma'am. Mr. Robinson isn't here. He's trying to make it to Indonesia. About a week if he makes it. Look, Miss Little. So he went back to Red China. So is it your fault? Now, cheer up. You've been like this for 2 weeks.
Well, it's been on my mind for 2 weeks.
Now, come on, we'll listen to the ball game. Mr. Dobson. Long time no see, sir.
Gin and tonic, please. Make it a double.
Yes, sir.
Hurry up with the ball game, Charlie. It's all right, isn't it, Dobson, if I listen to the ball game? Or do I have to have a certificate of origin for that, too?
That's the Dodgers and the Pirates, Mr. Dobson.
And that's an event of importance?
Why, sure, Mr. Dobson. The Dodgers are nothing but great. I went to school in L.A.
Save your breath, Charlie. Mr. Dobson evidently doesn't follow the national sport. He's much too busy spinning his red tape.
I follow it enough to form an opinion that the Pirates are a far superior team. Furthermore, they're going to win the pennant.
Would you like to make a small wager on that idiotic theory, say your $5 Hong Kong, with me taking the Dodgers and you taking the Pirates?
I don't want to steal your money, Miss Little.
That was your house, Miss Little. Do you have a friend named Tadpole?
Yes, that's the kid that went to Red China.
What about him?
Well, you can stop worrying, ma'am. He just showed up at your house.
Dobson, did you hear that?
Have you your car?
Uh-uh.
I have mine. I'll drive you.
Where is he? Tadpole? Tadpole. Tadpole, are you all right?
I'm fine.
I suppose you realize you've caused us all considerable trouble and worry.
If you say or do one mean thing to
I'm
this
not going
boy...
to mistreat the boy. Now, Tadpole, where have you been?
China.
How did you get there?
I walk. Go home for look-see.
How did you get across the border?
Sneak. Crawl on belly.
And back the same way?
No. Too many soldiers. Detour. Go Macau.
But that border's guarded, too.
Swim across bay nighttime.
Then what?
Need $15 come Hong Kong. Get job in factory. Make firecrackers. Lose job first day.
Well, how did you get the money?
I sell shoes. $1. Find dancehall girl from home village. She bet dollar in Fantan house. Win first time. $3. Bet again. $9. Bet again. $27. She nice girl. Give her $1 tip.
But you have to have a passport to come on the ferry.
No come in ferry. Come in junk. Basket of fish.
No, I thought so. Anyway, you're back.
Tadpole, what were you doing in your old village? Whom did you go to see?
No see anybody. Wait nighttime. Break in schoolhouse. Catch paper.
A school record.
What does it say?
For one thing, it says he's Tadpole Chan. And not a very good student.
I go Pittsburgh now?
Oh, Tadpole.
Wait a minute. When's your birthday? This says you were 14 3 days ago. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I still illegal?
Yes, Tadpole, I'm afraid you are.
Oh, Dobson, come off it. You are the bitter end.
Well, at least he's here in Hong Kong where he can be helped. He's 14 and a year behind in school.
Oh, so what difference does it make 1 year one way or the other? Wait a minute, let me see that.
It's no use, Miss
Now,
Little.
just shut up a minute. This is a Chinese record with a Chinese way of counting. Now, in China, a baby is a year old the day it is born, right?
I'm aware of that,
But he's not in China, he's in Hong Kong. So he's not 14, but 13. What have you got to say to that?
I have only this to say, Miss Little. There's a jet flight out of here first thing in the morning. I don't see why he shouldn't be on it.
Now, Tadpole, when you get to San Francisco, go to the desk and ask for the plane to Pittsburgh.
Considering that the boys just toured most of South China, aren't you being a little ridiculous? However, I briefed the stewardesses as well as the pilot.
Oh, and Tadpole, it gets very cold in Pittsburgh, and the streets are icy, but you'll have overshoes, and you be sure and wear them.
You come Pittsburgh sometime?
Maybe, sometime.
I don't want to go Pittsburgh. I want to stay with you. Catch bed in spare room.
Well, Tadpole, you're acting like a baby.
I never fly before. I chicken.
Oh, Tad. Now, you get on that plane and you fly right. In 24 hours, you'll be eating chop suey with 2 people who love you. You love them, you hear?
I try.
Okay. Here. Very lucky voodoo.
Good luck, Tadpole. Study hard and obey the rules. Run along now. Follow those people.
You know, it won't be so cold in Pittsburgh now, just nice and crisp.
Football weather. I could see a good football game. My roommate was our right tackle.
We were coming back from Yale one time in this old jalopy. It got so hot it caught on fire. It's lucky we weren't burned alive. Here he goes. Now, Dobson, how about getting me off the hook? The silk in those dresses did not come from China.
Good morning, Miss Little. Sit down, please. About your dresses.
Oh, if that's what you want, forget about it. I've decided to write them off and take my loss.
No need for that.
You mean you decided to bend a little?
I don't bend, Miss Little. However, I felt it my duty to investigate your rather dubious story, so I got in touch with our consulates in Singapore and Thailand.
And?
Oddly enough, it all checked out. As you originally claimed, that silk was manufactured in Bangkok. There's your certificate of origin.
Well, thank you, Darby. Thank you very much.
I rather expected to see you at the Christmas dance.
Oh, I was there. I got there about 11.
Oh. Well, I'd gone home by then. I'm sorry we missed. Do you think you could get your dresses to New York in time, air freight?
Right on the button.
Well, thank you for coming, Miss Little.
Oh, I had a letter from Tadpole.
Oh? Pittsburgh, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
How's he getting on with his new parents?
Well, see for yourself. That's his first Christmas. He starts school next week, and that's a 3-speed bicycle.
Seems to have gained a pound. Chop Suey must agree with him. I'm very busy this morning. I'm rewriting the toast the consul will deliver on the occasion of the governor's birthday.
Dobson, how can you be so bottled up? Doesn't this snapshot do anything to you? Doesn't it make you feel proud and happy?
I'm gratified for the boy, naturally, but as you know, Miss Little, I do not operate out of sentiment.
You're telling me. Oh.
Any mail from the States?
Just this one item. I don't understand it. It's a receipt from a sporting goods store in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for
I know, a 3-speed bicycle.
$64.75 not paid.
Thank you. I see you're wearing earrings again, Miss Cow. May I suggest that you restrict such adornments to your social life?
Yes, Mr. Dobson.
About you. But as for me, I get a nice, warm feeling when I realize that the United States government has men like Dobson working for all of us in American consulates around the world. Join us again next week. Good night.